Hello everyone, welcome. So on the agenda for today, we are targeting abdominals. We're gonna work on core strength with a nice strong practice. There's not too much to say. We'll do some dynamic work and some strong static work as well. And in addition to the abdominal work, you may find that those little muscles along the spine also get activated in this practice. Okay, have fun with it. Keep an open mind, and let's get started. All right, we're going to start in supta padangusthasana. We're going to go for supta padangusthasana 1 and 2. So have a strap, have a bolster. If you're a little stiffer, you may need some extra height, either a second bolster, a blanket on top, or maybe even a brick. You can be creative that way. But have that on your right side to begin with and lay yourself down. Okay, if when you lay down the head tends to go back, the shoulders are a little bit tight, then feel free to place a blanket underneath your head and then adjust your strap so that you have a small loop in it. And then raising your leg to about 90 degrees, just stick your fingers inside the loop here so that your arm is straight and your leg is straight. Okay, you have this long tail. Okay, and that's going to come in handy. You can take it underneath your neck here and just hold the tail off to the left side. Okay, like so. All right, so now supta padangusthasana 1. From the corner of your right hip, cut away from you and press that right knee and thigh away. Okay, straighten your right leg. On the left side, extend the leg as well. Turn the front of the thigh in, reach through the back of the leg, reach through the inner line of the leg, and place it down. All right, make the back of both legs really long. Extend up into the strap with your right leg. Push that knee and thigh away from you. And on the left leg, also scrub that heel away, so back of the leg really long. And then from your inner leg, extend away and also cut it down. So press the inner thigh down, roll the thigh in, press it down, inner knee down, inner heel. Spread the toes on both feet and create that sensitivity, alertness at the bottoms of your feet, just like you would if you were standing upright in Tadasana. Okay, breathe here, supta padangusthasana 1. Okay, now take your left leg and just shift it ever so slightly over to the left, just like a centimeter, okay, just a tiny little bit. And then suck in at your right hip, and you've got a little extra support by holding the strap the way I mentioned, and then sucking in at your right hip, extend your right leg over to the right side. And now reach into your right heel. So reach, 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 reach. Turn your abdomen to the left, but extend your leg over to the right. And the idea here is to keep your leg, your foot, at the height of your hip. So you're not hauling it really high up towards your shoulder, but rather keep it at the height of your hip here. And again, I just have my hands, my fingers into the loop here. Turn your abdomen to the left, and as if there was a wall at your right foot there, push that wall. So really feel that opening, that broadening across your front pelvis. Okay, push there. Push there. Reach the inner line of your leg away. Anchor down into your left hip. Now as you extend into your inner right foot, what's happening to your outer right hip? Okay, the support that I have here from the bolster is under the calf. It's supporting the calf, not the thigh, not the hip. Okay, just a little something right at the calf. Push away. Get broader and broader, broader and broader. Okay, now lifting from the outer line of your right leg, be firm at that hip, raise the leg back up, just release your strap, and with a straight leg here, reach and lower that leg down. Okay, join your legs in supta tadasana and immediately feel, observe the sensitivity, alertness in the right side of your leg, right side of the body compared to the left side. So just this one holding in supta padangusthasana 1, supta padangusthasana 2, notice the effect. Okay, and then release, and let's go for the second side. Okay, once again, lay yourself down. Raise your left leg up and hook your fingers inside the strap. And you may find left and right is very different. So maybe you need a longer strap, a shorter strap, the shoulders may be tighter, the hip may be tighter, right? Do pay attention to the differences side to side. Okay, spread your toes, spread your toe mounds, and as if you could slide your left buttock further along the floor there, cut away from you, reach away from you, and from the back of the leg, lift up. Now adjust your second leg, the right leg, turn the front of the thigh in, and then extend the back of the leg, inner line of the leg as you lower the leg down. And then once the leg is completely down there, you may find that the left hip has hiked up a bit. So just cut it away from you again. Okay, supta padangusthasana 1. Notice if your tendency is to haul the leg really far up. When you're flexible, it's really easy to do that, right? That may happen. And see if you can put a constraint there. Can you come only, perpendicular, 90 degrees more or less? And see how that, observe that angle. When the leg is at that angle, what is the connection into the hip socket? Okay, it can feel different than when you go a little less or a little more. Okay, press your knee away, thigh away, extend up through the back of the leg, reach up through the inner line of the leg. Okay, then you're holding the strap, so why not also roll your shoulder back and inject the upper arm bone into the shoulder socket. Okay, we can make our yoga practice, because inherently it is, holistic, right? It's really not isolating the body. Okay, now going for supta padangusthasana 2, you're going to take that long tail, right, and take it underneath your head. Now suck in at your outer hip, outer left hip. Shift the right foot just a little bit over to the right, just to give you an advantage here. And then again, sucking in at the left hip, reach your leg over to the left. Again, keep your leg in line with the hip and adjust the bolster so that you've got support at your outer calf. Turn your abdomen back to the right. And then as if there was a wall at your outer left foot, push into that wall, imaginary wall, push there and broaden across your front pelvis. Suck in at the outer hip and from your inner left groin to your inner heel, reach. And turn the abdomen back to the right, keep the right buttock heavy, anchor down there. Extend away into your left foot. Now just take a look at your left foot and see, sometimes people will overturn the foot, something like this, and that does give a sensation as though you're getting into the hip socket a little more, the external rotation. But I challenge you to keep the small toe edge of the foot parallel to the floor and see if you can stay in that engagement in the hip, okay? So even if you turn the leg a little more, right, turn it, let the toes go down to get the thigh rotating outward, then maintain that at the hip and then keep the foot, return the foot back so that it's parallel to the floor. Okay, be with that for a moment. Reach the corner of the left hip away, right? The lessons that we learned about leveling the pelvis in the first pose, maintain it here. All right, and then from the outer leg, raise your leg back up, supta padangusthasana 1. Take the belt off, maintain this nice length, this engagement in the leg, and reach and lower the leg down. Join your legs, supta tadasana. Breathe. All right, bend your knees, roll over to your right side, and push yourself back upright. Okay, now take your strap and just make it really long, right? So I'm making like a really tiny loop in it so that I just have one long strap. If you're longer limbed, you may want to use a long strap. Okay, and then once again, lay yourself down, and we're gonna go next for urdhva prasarita padasana. Okay, so draw your legs towards you, hook your strap around the top of your feet here, and raise your legs up to urdhva prasarita padasana. Now you can have the strap towards the arches, but maybe just shift it a little bit further back towards the heel, so like the front of the heel here. Okay, then spread your toes, spread your toe mounds, reach the inner line of your legs up, and now press your knees away, press your thighs away, and as if you could make the back of your legs taller than the front of your legs, ascend upward. Okay, so these are basic instructions, urdhva prasarita padasana, right here like this. Now, what I want you to work on next, as I mentioned, we're going towards abdominal poses. You're going to work on lifting and lowering the legs. Okay, so 2 legs as one, squeeze in, broaden the back of your thighs, and now really pull strongly down on this strap. Okay, so you really feel it, and I don't want it to go loose at any point. Pull down. Now you push up into the strap. So you're pulling down with your hands, but with your legs, reach up into the strap, reach up, 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 and slowly start to lower your legs down. As soon as you touch down, reach into your heels and raise the legs back up. Okay, continue to go with this. Pull down on the strap, but push into the strap with your legs. Okay, and then from the back of your legs, raise the legs up. Pull down with your arms, reach up with your legs, and extend away, extend away. Okay, reach, and then see, can you find a rhythm with it? Lift the legs up, turn the front of the thighs in, lower the legs down. Lift the legs up, lower the legs down. You find your own rhythm and go maybe 10, 12, 15 times. Okay, press the knees away, thighs away. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And as you're lifting, see that the hip corners here remain anchored. Okay, so I don't want to see like any rocking like that. You want to find that anchor through the corners of the hips and then lift and lower. Keep the belt nice and taut. Pull with your arms, extend with your legs. Couple more. All right, and then release. Okay, you can let go of the belt, bend your knees, drop your feet. Okay, just take a moment here, separate your feet. You can let the knees come a little bit towards each other. Just feel that spreading through the back pelvis. Take a few breaths here and let the low back calm itself, find that spreading, right, that comes. And just take a moment. Okay, so now we're going to continue with urdhva prasarita padasana, and some of you may decide that you want to continue working with the strap, and by all means you do that. because it's a great way to develop the strength to eventually work without the strap. Okay, so if it was really, really challenging, I encourage you to stay with the strap. If you feel you can take it one step further here, then you can work either holding the sides of the mat, roll the shoulders down, or with the arms over the head here, which is the classical positioning. So again, if there's tightness in the shoulders, over tightness, too much tightness, that they're floating, then you can hold here for a little bit of connection still. All right, raise the legs up. Urdhva prasarita padasana. Spread the toes, spread the toe mounds. Turn the front of the thighs in. Press your knees and thighs away. Okay, you just worked with having a strap on your arches, so now take the memory of that strap. When you used your arms and pulled down, right? What was the sensation in your groins? What was the sensation in your legs, your hips, your pelvis area? Okay, then in opposition to that downward pulling, reach up through the back of your legs. And then reach the big toe mound up as well. So there's an extension through the front of the legs too. Okay, press the back of your arms down, lift the chest, and now, like you're making a big circle, reach, two legs as one, lower the legs all the way down. As you lower to the floor, inner heel touches down first, supta urdhva hastasana. Now from the back of your legs, reach into your heels, raise your legs back to 90 degrees. Okay, turn the front of the thighs in, press your knees and thighs away. The back of the leg has to lift, but especially as you're lowering the legs down, the front of the legs also need an extension. So reach towards those big toe mounts. And then lower the legs down, extend like you want to lower your heels a little further ahead than you think you should, and then extend into the heels, raise the legs back up. 2 more. Lower the legs down, find the control, reach into your heels, raise your legs up. Lower down and raise the legs up. Okay, bend the knees, lower your feet, lower your arms, pause. Okay, this is another way to work urdhva prasarita padasana. I suspect you might be feeling what we mean by abdominal work, core work here. Okay, we've got one more presentation to work on. And again, you are absolutely welcome to repeat any of the ones that we've previously done if you feel that that's what's appropriate for you today. Okay, so this is a progression, and sometimes you need to spend time on the previous presentations before you feel ready for these next ones. So make a good call for yourself. This next one, we're going for pauses, okay? So if you want to have a look once, first, if you're not familiar with it, I'll show you. Otherwise, we can do it together. So you're starting up here, 90 degrees. Turn the front of the thighs in, press the knees and thighs away, and then come to about 60 degrees. And find the pause, hold it here, no wavering. And then come maybe to about 30 degrees, hold it. And then just hover above the ground. Hover above the ground. And then raise the legs back up 90 degrees. Okay, 90, 60, 30, hover, and back up. Let's go for 5 rounds, okay? And one more time, I just mentioned, if you're not doing this, you're doing one of the previous presentations with the strap or just straight up and down. All right, urdhva prasarita padasana, raise your legs up, anchor down through the corners of your hips, find that pulling down, that sharpness in the hip corners, flare the back of the thighs open, move your knees and thighs away from you. Fill the back of your legs. And then as if you could make the back of your legs taller than the front of your legs, reach upward, reach upward. Okay, wherever your arms are. If they're over your head, press down there. If they're holding the sides of the mat, you grip firmly, rotate the upper arms out, push the rubber away. Okay, now coming from 90, you go to 60 degrees. Two legs as one, reach the legs away. Press the knees away, thighs away, but hold it. Observe your abdomen. And then continue the descent, 30 degrees, hold it. Hover above the ground, hold it, reach into the heels, raise your legs back up. And then again, 60 degrees, 30 degrees, hover, reach into your heels, raise your legs up. Keep going. 60, 30, hover, raise the legs back up. Two more, I think. 60, 30, hover, raise the legs back up. Last one. 60 degrees. Hold it. No wavering. 30 degrees. Hold it. Hover. Reach into your heels. Raise the legs back up. Okay, now broaden the back thighs and straight legs. Lower the legs all the way down. Okay, bend your knees, lower your arms, and pause. All right, sit in swastikasana, and now let's twist. Let's go for parshvaswastikasana, okay? Anchor down through the corners of your hips, and then lengthen upward through your side. Then take your left hand across, right hand behind you, and now lift upward, exhale, and turn yourself. Turn your abdomen, turn your rib cage, walk that right hand further and further back, and roll the corner of your shoulder back. With your left hand, your front arm here, pull yourself around. So pull the left side of your body more and more around, roll your right shoulder back. And then from the base of your spine to the base of your skull, move the spinal column into the body and then turn even more. Okay, notice for yourself how much weight you have on that back arm. Okay, careful not to lean into the back arm, but instead push off with the back arm to insist that the back body move into the front body as you're twisting around. Okay, release, come back to the center, and now go for the second side. Anchor down through the hips, find that center, and then lift upward, exhale, turn yourself to the left. Okay, right hand comes across, left hand behind you. As you inhale, lengthen upward, exhale, turn yourself. Turn the abdomen, turn the rib cage, roll that left shoulder back. And again, notice the weight. Right hand, left hand, avoid leaning into that back arm, but instead find the rebound. Can you use the action of that back arm to penetrate the back body into the front body? Pull yourself around with your right hand, even bend into that elbow. Okay, and then release. Undo yourself. Take a moment, find your breath. Okay. Now change the crossing of your legs here, and we'll go next for parita action. Okay, for this next variation, you'll need a brick on your side. You're going to keep it on the right side, and again, we're going for parita. Okay, so here you hook your left arm across to the outer right leg here, like. Now, in order to get this arm across, it may be that you lift the buttock up, right? So let that buttock come up and then really work that elbow down. See if you can get almost the back of the armpit against your outer leg, okay? And then from there, okay, so left hand comes across, hook the arm, and then you have your brick here like this. The hand can then touch down. Press against yourself and push into the block, and turn yourself to the right. Now, once you've done that, once you've turned, then see, can you now maintain this twist, keep turning to the right, and also descend the corner of the right hip back down. Turn yourself any amount here for more of a parvrita action in the twist. Okay, and then release, undo yourself. Take a few breaths. Do notice what the breath feels like when you're twisting in this mat. All right, left side here. Exhale all the air out from your lungs. Hook the right arm across. Really work it down there. Allow the right hip to come up in order to get your arm as far down as you can. And then take your left hand up onto some extra height to give you some purchase here. Okay, press your right arm against your outer leg. Push your left hand into the brick and lift up. Turn yourself to the left. Turn everything. Turn the abdomen. Roll the shoulder back. And then once you've turned to your maximum, then see, can you maintain the twist and also descend the corner of the right hip back down. Turn yourself to the left more. Okay, you can throw the head back a little bit. See what that does? Okay, release, undo yourself. Take a few breaths. Change the crossing of your legs. Let's go for that parvrita action one more time. Okay, going to the right side, have the brick on the right. Exhale, hook the left arm across, hook it across. Even if the buttock has to lift, let it. In fact, just lift it and get as low down there as you can. Then place the right hand up on the brick, push into the floor, push into the brick, push your arm against your leg, lengthen out from the corners of the waist, and turn yourself to the right. Turn the abdomen, turn the rib cage, push into the brick, roll the shoulder back. Okay, then maintain that and start to descend the corner of the left hip, throw the head back, revolve. Okay, and then undo, breathe, and last time, parvrita twisting to the left side. Okay, exhale, hook the arm, work the elbow down, upper arm down. You're creating this fulcrum, arm and leg. And then back hand comes up onto the height. Okay, push the arm against the leg, press your left hand into the brick here, and now pull a little forward, and then turn yourself to the left. Turn everything. See where you're stuck, right? Where can you easily access? Where is there stiffness? Find the length and turn. And then once you've turned to your maximum, start to descend the corner of the right hip again. Get longer and longer on that right side. Parvrita swastikasana. Okay. And then release, undo yourself, find your breath. All right, move the brick. Once again, change the crossing of your legs. And now here for this next cycle, this next little sequence here, ideally, you're not going to be too close to a wall, okay? Because we're going to work a little bit on navasana. And sometimes in navasana, it's good to test that edge, that balance. So you want to see that you have space to fall backwards, to kind of roll out, okay? Because where we're headed here is you're going to go for Parshva swastikasana, lift and turn, and then come to the center. Center yourself on your buttock bones, just knees bent, reach the arms forward, okay? Hug the knees in as close as you can. Change the crossing of your legs, and then again, lift up and turn. Hug the legs in, find the balance, navasana, chest up. Change the crossing and turn. Okay, so just for safety, in case you end up falling this way, I don't want you to be too close to a wall. Now, the idea here is to find your own rhythm with it. There's a reason why the twist right? You're accomplishing something with the twist, which you can then bring into your navasana. So see if you can benefit from the twisting action. Okay, go for it. Turn to the right, lift up, turn, and then lean back a little bit, hug the knees in, back body into the front body, navasana. Change the crossing of your legs, turn to the left. Lift and turn, maximize the length on the side trunk. And then again, navasana, hug it in, don't have the legs away from you. Draw them nice and tight in, change the crossing, and go. Okay, keep going. 3, 4 more times. You find your own rhythm. Every time you're in navasana, check that back body. Is it rounding or are you concave? Can you get the abdomen and thigh nice and close? Base of the spine to the base of the skull, move it into the body. And twist. Okay, couple more. And then once you're even, come to the center. Okay, you can extend your legs to straight just to open the backs of the knees for a moment. Okay, and then you can also come into Baddha Konasana. So sometimes Baddha Konasana can be a nice release in some sense for the lower back after you're doing that kind of work. Okay, so maybe stay in Baddha Konasana just while I show you the next presentation. We're not quite done with our Navasana. Now you're going to go for Navasana, moving towards the classical position here. So from Dandasana, you'll lean a little back. We'll start with bent legs. Okay, hug the legs in. And again, you're looking for this nice tight relationship, the abdomen and thigh, right in here. Okay, you can support like this. Hug it in. Then maintaining the abdomen and thigh, unfold the lower leg. So look how high my feet are in relation to my head. Want to lift them up and then pull back against yourself. Chest up, and then extend the arms. Paripurna Navasana. And then release. Okay, you can go for duration there. All right, let's try it out. Dandasana. And now bend the knees, lean back just a little. Okay, stick your hands underneath your knees here and then hug the legs in. Abdomen and thigh nice and close. Now keep this relationship and from the back of the legs here, unfold. Move your sacrum in and up, back ribs in and up, chest up. Steady your gaze, reach your arms. Paripurna Navasana. Hold it. Okay, don't fall, right? Back body into the front body. And then release. Okay, again, Baddha Konasana can be a nice release for those spinal muscles, the lower back muscles maybe that are getting called upon in a way that they may not always. Okay, and then release. Pause for a moment. Okay, shall we do one more? Paripurna Navasana, last one. Okay, from here, lean back, bend your knees, hold it, unfold the legs, turn the thighs in, press your knees and thighs away, and then extend. Back body into the front body, lift your chest. And then release. Okay, you can come to Baddha Konasana. You can pump the knees down, lift up through the side waist. All right, and then extend the legs to straight. Dandasana. Okay, so Paripurna Navasana is one boat, one type of boat. Ardha Navasana is another type of boat. And we're going to do that next. Okay, so first thing here, you'll interlace your hands behind your head. And this is almost like a Shirshasana position with the arms, right? So hands behind the head here. And not dissimilar to Shirshasana, you'll have your elbows. First, start with the elbows going sideways, right? Broaden the collarbones, reach into those elbows. And then keeping this width across the collarbones, then start to wrap the outer elbow forward. So this is like Shirshasana. There's an spreading through the chest, but the upper arms are rolling in this manner. Okay, it's not this. You don't collapse the chest and bring the elbows way in. You don't keep the elbows super, super wide. There's a spreading from the center, but then also a compaction from the outer layers. Okay, you got to find that little bit of this, little bit of that. That's the starting place. Okay, so let's try that. Sit in Dandasana, interlace your fingers, and spread your collarbones, reach into your elbows. Reach, reach, reach. Now maintain this width across the front chest, and from the outer elbows, slowly start to roll your upper arms forward. Now simultaneously here, draw the sides of the navel back, sides of the navel back. You're going to lean back a little bit, lean back a little bit, two legs as one. Raise the legs up. Remember the urdhva prasarita padasana work? And then release. Come back. Okay, so again, the arm action I've just explained. Abdomen goes back. The shape of the back in ardha navasana is very different than paripurna navasana. Okay, there's a rounding that comes. And now here I feel my structure doesn't show it that well, but it does round in the lower back and upper back there, and then two legs as one you lift. And it's almost like a canoe, okay? You're open really wide. The boat is wide. It's not like a V like in Paripurna Navasana, but it's an open boat. All right, let's try it out a couple more times. Just give it a go. Some people will find Paripurna Navasana much easier. Others will find Ardha Navasana easier. Try both, do both, have fun with it. Do find that edge, fall over. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's how you discover where you need to be, okay? Go ahead, interlace, reach into those elbows, find that width across the front chest. Now, maintain that spreading, but slowly start to wrap the outer elbows forward, coil back, curl back. Draw the sides of the abdomen towards the spine, curl back, and then from the back of the legs, lift up. Lift those legs up. Okay, how far back do you need to go? Get that rounding. Feel the abdomen, feel the back body, and then back to Dandasana. Find your breath. Okay, now sometimes when I'm working on these poses, depending on how challenging you're finding it, or also a little bit the vibe of the practice, sometimes I'll work on both actions. There's sort of different actions, the different shapes of the back body. I'll work on it like this. I insert a dynamic kind of in motion, right? So you come to this paripurna navasana shape of the pelvis and the shape of the spine, and then keeping the arms straight forward, see, can you open up into an ardha navasana shape, and then pull it back in, open it back up, pull it in, open it back up, abdomen back towards the spine. Okay, and it's really like an exploration of the different shapes of the back. I find it a little more accessible with the arms reaching forward as opposed to here. So it gives me something to play with, right? So you can work on the poses in that way as well. Okay, so go ahead, give it one more go, whether you want to do the dynamic presentation or you just want to try Ardha Navasana one more time. Okay, I'll demonstrate again the dynamic one for those of you who want to do it. You're going to lean back, paripurna navasana, hug the knees in towards the chest, concave back, back body in towards the front body. Okay, and then arms forward. And now open up into a canoe. Draw the sides of the abdomen back towards the spine. And then paripurna navasana, ardha navasana, paripurna. Okay, and you can experiment here with the different arm positions and playing around. All right. Okay, and then finish up. Come back to Baddha Konasana and just pump the knees down. Right side and left side. Chest. So, okay, for this next asana, have a chair, and then I've placed a four-folded mat over the back of the chair just to soften it up. I suggest putting something. You can use the mat. If you don't find that's enough, then you can put a blanket over top. I find that if you only use a blanket here, you might find it slippery, the blanket sliding on top. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation. And we're going to go for an asana called mayurasana. This is a really nice way to work on it. It can be quite a challenging pose without the support. Right here, where you hinge, okay, that's the area that you're going to place up here on the chair, okay? First time we do the pose, you'll hold the sides of the chair and notice that my fingers are pointing this way, right? I'm on the side here. Okay, so watch what happens. I come up and over right where I hinge. I'm over the chair frame. I hold the sides of the chair. Then I draw my elbows out to the side and then wrap the elbows in. So this is important. You're hugging the upper arm really tight in towards the sides of the body. And then you pull your chest forward and two legs as one. Float the legs up. Okay? Hug the side chest. Reach your chin forward. Lift your chest up, lift your legs up. Chest up, legs up. Mayurasana. And you can actually hang out there for quite some time. It's quite lovely. Okay, let's give it a go. Do be mindful, be careful. Okay, this is just a chair, and depending on your um, center of gravity here, right, you got to make sure that you're not tipping. Okay, if you feel a little tippy, then come down. You got to figure this out. All right, watch here, or we can go together. Lift yourself up, adjust so that the pubic plate comes over, right? The groins are right up there. You got to be in this direction of the chair. Hold the sides of the chair, and now elbows to the side. Wrap the elbows in. The whole time you've got this bend in the elbows. See how my elbows are bent? Suck it in, draw them in, and then lean forward and up. Pull forward and up with the chest. And then legs just float up. Pull forward and up, forward and up. Lift the chest up, lift the legs up. And then release. Okay, so now if that's coming for you, if that's all working for you, you can try some other hand positions. Okay? Now, when there's wrist issues, discomfort in the wrist or a problem with the wrist, holding the side of the chair like that is a really nice option, okay? But the classical placement of the hands in Mayurasana is actually elbows right in, like right into the center here, and then you have the hands like this and pointing backwards, okay? The hands are pointing towards my legs, this way. So to move in that direction, let's point the fingers back, but have the forearms separated. Okay, so they're going to come, have some space between them, and then you'll bend the elbows back. So you're still taking the hands into the body, the elbows into the body like this. Go for it. Come up and over. This time, spread the palms on the chair, and fingers are pointing towards your legs. Bend the elbows back, hug them in, and then forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Lift the chest up, lift the legs up, and then really press on those the heel of your hand, and then release. Okay, so I do find that if the chair starts to feel a little unstable, it's usually once you start turning those hands back, because it's harder to get your weight on the front side of the chair. You got to really reach the chin forward, chest forward. Okay, one more attempt here. And do one more attempt. You can repeat any of the ones that we've just done, or you can bring the forearms together, small fingers together, and go towards the classical arm position. Okay, last time for mayurasana. Come up and over, plant the palms, bring them together, then you bend the elbows back towards you. It's like you're trying to burrow the elbows right in underneath the ribs there. And then reach your chin and chest forward, chin and chest forward. And then legs up, chest up. Legs up, chest up. Keep those elbows bent. And then let go. Good. Find your breath. Okay, now take prasarita padangusthasana. Okay, separate your legs. Exhale everything and go down. Okay, come to the crown of your head. If you need to build the floor up with some height, not a problem, you do that. And now firm your legs. Big, broad feet. Press into the 3 points of each foot, and then without actually moving your feet, feel like you could slide the legs further away, right? So right, as if the right leg is moving to the right, left foot to the left. From your inner legs, hit out, but at the same time, outer legs are firm. And then roll your buttocks up and over. Press on your inner hand. Lift the shelf of the shoulders up. Extend towards your elbow points. You're still working with that bent elbow, chaturanga dandasana arm, and feel the similarity in the upper back. Okay, come to that place where you're not overdoing, you're not underdoing. Prasarita padangusthasana. Face soft, breathe. If it's easy enough for you to get your head to the ground, then start to see, can you walk your head more under you? Under you. And remember that principle that I said. We talked about it in ardha navasana. Okay, from the midline you spread outward, and from the outer frame you pull in. This is something that happens in almost every asana. So the same arm action, right? Spread across the collarbones, but wrap those outer elbows in. Create the firmness on the outer arm. And then same on the leg side. From the inner legs hit out, but from the outer legs draw in. Be soft through your face and stay with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and then slowly come back to the concave back position, and then stand yourself back up. Okay, be in Tadasana, stabilize, steady